Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts.
In this video, I'll be looking at Conan the Barbarian, Battle of the Blackstone, Issue 3. Okay, so this is the Battle for the Blackstone miniseries, the crossover with all the Howard characters. Um, Liam Sharp cover, very, very nice. So, last issue we saw one of the heroes die. I can't remember his name. I never remember names. Um, and Conan, so this one, Conan and Brissa are basically talking about their last appearance together and how she survived the collapse. She remembers seeing Conan when he was swept off in the waters, and kind of like, okay, you've aged, and she hasn't aged, and she's kind of come forward as well. Um, and she has a sliver of the rock that comes out, and as she brings it out, the writer guy kind of goes a bit mental. Dark Agnes and Solomon Kane discussing about fighting ghosts, fighting bad guys and ghosts and other strange stuff as well. And it's like, oh, you know French? It's like, yeah, I know French. It's like, well, I come from uh 1574. It's like, well, that's not right. I come from 1522. How can that possibly be true? Um, so they kind of get it. She's like, well, surely you can figure out, you're in a different period. Anyway, and then Conrad and Kira are kind of doing their own little bits about talking about cracks in reality and all this kind of stuff as well. And as they're doing that, they find this other slither where this stone shard smashed down, and this guy goes a bit mental and basically smashes his hand onto the stone. And as he's doing that, he gets a flashback to an estate in 1934 where the monster is there again. And as they're kind of fighting this monster, um, they're kind of like, okay, Conan, he says, right, I've got to chop his arm off. If I can chop his arm off, I can disconnect him from the stone. He said, no, just wait a minute. Let me just think. Unfortunately, he takes too long to think, and he is killed in the past, and he is, well, in his past, and he's killed in real life. Um, exactly the same as happened to the other chap. And they said there's only 5 of them now. So it's like, okay, you could have saved him. It's like, okay, what do we do now? And he goes into shock as well, and everyone starts getting a bit mental. And then Dark Agnes casts the rune, does a carving of the rune into the ground. As she completes it, the monster is summoned and starts chomping at people. Dark Agnes goes in, shoots it. Conan gets whacked around as well. He takes a massive kind of blow to the chest that tears all his armor off. Dark Agnes is bitten in half by the monster. Um, Brissa Drake grabs hold of Conan, drags him to the cave, and apparently Conan's dead as well. Uh, and then there's 3. So as soon as they kill Conan, I immediately thought, well, all this is going to be reset because obviously if they're going to reset Conan, they're going to reset everybody else. The interesting ones are obviously the last 2 kind of that were killed in their pasts, and then kind of say died in real life. Now I assume the kind of the looks from what I can see, the monster kind of inserted itself in their kind of these past events, and as they replay them over, it kind of they die. For Conan and Dark Agnes, they die in the rally because they actually face the monster face to face. So it's like different deaths. Anyway, but yeah, as soon as Conan died, I thought, okay, wait, this is going to be reset. Either everyone's going to be reset. Obviously, Conan's going to be reset. So because this is pre King Conan, so there's that. I'd say the only thing I would really like to know is because again, I've not read all the Howard stuff. Is that with the original stories, do those characters die in those circumstances? And it kind of and it's just like the demon is kind of just replaced their original deaths. Um, just as curiosity, because it does really matters. Because obviously they think it's their past, so they could have died. It's confusing. Um, again, it's not a bad series. I just at the moment they don't seem to have done a lot. They just seem to kind of wander, and they haven't got kind of focus on. Again, I would have preferred if we had 3 issues of each of the characters in their own timelines fighting against the bad guys. Then you'll get swept together, and then they defeat the bad guys and they go back. But I think bringing them all together at this one, and they basically just kind of wander around and chat and have a bit of and then they have an episode. One of them dies. The next issue, one of them has an episode, they die. It's like, okay, that's fine, but I would have done it differently. That's just me. Um, only because it gives each character then a kind of a way of shining as well, like a little mini Dark Agnes story where she fights a monster, kind of like they did with the intro in Savage Sword of Conan. I'd rather have seen that because that didn't have the Blackstone in it. So a proper story with the Blackstone kind of like crashing through alley, kind of like the heavy metal animated film where we had the Locknor in all the different realities. The idea you could have this black stone appearing in all the timelines or time periods in Conan's kind of land and then doing its thing and then it all come together at the end of it. That's what I would have done. Because then each character, Simon Kane, we've got a chance to shine. The two Cthulhu investigator chappies, we've got a chance to shine. Having them all kind of just trudging along and then kind of effectively die at the drop of a hat. It's a shame. Anyway, that's pretty much all I can say about this one for now. There's one more issue, this one. And then we are back to regular Conan series. We've got the omnibuses coming on. Apparently the Savage Sword Volume 9 has slipped to mid-December. I think it was due out early December. And so as far as I know, the only two that are out at the minute are Savage Sword Volume 1 and Conan Volume 1. So what that means for the rest of the stuff, I don't know. Obviously, I would say it's going to slip all the way through to next year, which is a shame because we're waiting a year and a half for these anyway, so or year or whatever it is. So anyway, there you go. Thanks very much, and hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. Bye bye.